Hi everyone, I am just 2G. Oh, it feels funny to say some of you guys have never seen me or heard my voice before, but yes, I am just 2G, and I am so happy to be presenting this video to you. I kind of have a confession. It's slightly a gift to myself as well. I Anyone who knows me really well knows that I love surprises. I just love, I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is, but I really, 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 really love surprises. And so this is kind of like a gift to myself because I feel like it feels like Christmas right now. Like I have all these questions in my inbox and I haven't been looking at them and it's like, I can't wait to do this. So yay. But thank you to everyone who did submit questions. And I'm going to have a fun time answering them. I've got my phone right here and some of these just in case. But before I dive into the questions, I just want to say thank you all so much for all of your support, all of your likes and your comments and just everything. 17 months and 5 days is how long it took me to write this story. The story you all read, because a lot of you know I attempted to write this story about 2 weeks before it started, but then the game crashed and whatever. The official start date for Pruett Family Legacy was September 15th, 2014. I think it was the 15th, yeah. So yeah, 17 months and 5 days. And it's been a ride. Oh my goodness. But, you know, like I began writing this story because, you know, I mean, I had never done a legacy before. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't even know if I was going to stick with it. So I figured if I wrote a story, A, that will make it more fun. That will make it more of a creative thing for me to do. And B, if people got invested in it, that would make me more accountable to keep the story going. And, you know, 17 months and 5 days later, here we are at the end. So it's been incredible, and you guys are awesome. I definitely couldn't have done this without you guys. So I love you all so much. You're the best readers on the planet. So is that all I want to say before I get started with these questions? I think so. All the questions are on my phone because I figure it would be easier for me to read, but 2 of them that I actually got back in August are not. I have no idea why they won't come up on my phone, so I'll just read them from my computer. When Julian and Jeanette finally got together back in Generation 8, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was going to be like smooth sailing downhill, and I was going to be done like that. I have no idea why. Don't ask me why I even considered that. But so I was anticipating being done very quickly, like within 6 weeks. So I sent the call out for questions way back then. So, and I've had like 5 questions in my inbox since then. So I'm going to get to those first because I've been dying to see what they are. Because I know Karen 123. She's going to ask me something funny because she said that she wanted to see my face when I read it. So here we go. Matter of fact, let's go to Karen's first. Where she says, where did you learn the art of cliffhangers and or the art of torturing your readers? I am, of course, referring to the whole Julian love saga. The art of torturing my readers. I don't know where I learned that, Karen. No, I think my love to have surprises in my own life kind of carries over in my writing life. And, you know, cliffhangers, I mean, that's like the ultimate surprise for you guys, right? So it's like, yeah, everybody loves surprises, right? Nah, most people don't. So probably from my own need to have a surprise in the story, but I watch a lot of movies, and I tend to, well, That's not true. I enjoy watching movies, and I tend to write the stories like in a movie type way, or like a mini series on TV. And so I tend to think like, man, if I stopped it right there and they had to wait till next week to read this, oh my goodness. So I guess there is like a little bit of evilness going on there because sometimes I do it on purpose. But okay, so where did that come from? That situation I did pre-plan. I don't remember when I got the idea. Probably a little bit after his young adult birthday. And it's not that I was trying to like spice it up or anything, because the Pruetts have had plenty of drama in their lives, but I was just like, what if I had Julian be like really, really clueless? Because Julian and Jeanette were already like best friends. And I had already determined that I actually wanted her to be his spouse, but they weren't romantically involved. I mean, like, it was a strictly platonic situation. And so I was like, okay, how do I actually get them together without forcing it? Even though sometimes I do have a storyline I want to go by, I don't like to force things to happen. I mean, sometimes I kind of have to, but as much as possible, I want, the Sims to do things on their own. So I didn't want to make him fall in love with her. So I just kind of let them do what they do. And I was like, okay, what if I just made him be totally clueless? What if she actually liked him? And she did, actually. She had a very, very small romance bar with him, but he didn't have one for her. So I just kind of went with it. And I was like, okay, what if I made it so that he was clueless and she was like secretly in love with him, but he didn't know, and blah, blah, blah. So, but I didn't know how to write a story like that because, I was about to lie and say I've never been in that situation. That's a lie. But anyway, so I asked my friend A. Rosenblum, like a lot of you know her, read her story, The Skinner Saga. I asked her about it, and so she gave me some pointers and told me certain things need to happen along the way, and I just kind of filled in the gaps. So that's how we got the Julian and Jeanette saga. And I knew it was going to torture you guys, and that was on purpose, and I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. It was so fun. But I'm glad you all enjoyed it. A lot of you guys got really, really, really emotional about that, and it was so fun to watch. I mean, usually I'm not one to be waiting by the phone, so to speak, for comments, but oh my goodness, it's like, I was like, somebody please comment. I want to know what you guys think. So thank you, Karen. Another one from Karen. What was your all-time favorite moment from the story? Oh, goodness. It's so hard for me to pick a favorite anything. I was talking to Love Storms the other night, and she told me I was non-committal because I never wanted to commit to a certain answer, and I think she's right. My all-time favorite moment. I honestly don't know. I mean, the story is so long. It's just 10 generations. And there's so many parts. Okay, let me narrow this down. So there are two parts of the story that I actually often go back and read because I think about it at random times and it's so sweet to me. I love Bianca and Giancarlo's story. And I love Melody and River's story. Oh my God. So much so they got their own series, Fish. Fish, fish. So which one of those would be my favorite moment? I don't know, guys. I'm going to have to come back to that one because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have asked me. But favorite moment. Okay, I'm going to pick one from one of those scenarios. I'm going to say, what was the name of that chapter? I think it was like, not Let It Go. Or maybe it was Let It Go. I don't know. It's the one where Jaden died and Bianca invited Giancarlo over to tell him, and they had their little come to Jesus moment where she finally not accepted, but she accepted the fact that she did love him. And then at the end, Jasmine came in the room and she was like, I hear love. That was so cute. Maybe the next time someone asks me that question, I'll have a different answer. Another one from Karen. Is there any part of the story you wish you could change? Details, please. Ooh. Any part I wish I could change? I wouldn't change any single event in the story because either they were inspired by stuff that happened in the game and, you can't change what happens in the game, or it was something I was thinking about. But if I had to go back and do anything differently, I would have spent more time in Generation 1. But of course, so it's funny because I think I said this on the forums one time. Kathy T, let me step back. There is a thread on the Sims forums, and it's called Book Club. And I'm sorry I keep sniffing. There's always something in my nose. I sniff all the time. There's a thread on the forums. This is for people who don't know, because not everyone who reads my stories are from the forums, which is so cool. And it's called Book Club, and we get together and we read different people's stories. One of mine was actually one of the first ones, Fish. And, we get together, you get a week to read it, and then on Fridays we have something called coffee hour, where we actually have a discussion. There are questions that we have to answer, and, it's real cool. So, Kathy, what we're reading now is called Second Wave Legacy Stories. And those are pretty much legacy stories that have come way after the inaugural ones. But because, the game has been out for 1.5 years already, we all pretty much know how to play the game. And the people who are writing legacies now are more artistic with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who started back in my day, because I'm so old as far as the Sims go, our stories are different from the ones that are coming out now because we were learning how to play the game as the stories were coming out, So the way the story unfolded is totally different from the way people are doing it now. And the next legacy that I do, because I will do one, not this year though, I don't know, maybe later. The next legacy I do is so not going to be the way I did Pruett Family Legacy. So I wish I would have known that I should spend more time, getting to know the characters and getting to develop them because, Generation 1 is 6 chapters. And Xavier lived for like another, I don't know, 3 or 4 chapters in Generation 2, and then he was dead. And he was a really, really great guy, but we didn't really get to know him well. I mean, we knew him well enough because I wrote it in first person. Oh, scratch everything I just said. I know exactly how I want to answer this question. I'm sorry. I'm crazy, y'all. The question is, if there's any part of the story you wish you could change, yes, there is. When I said first person, it just came to me. I would have chosen to either stick with first person or start the whole thing in the third person. You guys, I am a perfectionist to the core. I mean, hi, I am Jessica. That's my real name. And I am a perfectionist. Hi, Jessica. So it was really, 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 really hard for me to switch that voice in the middle of the story. Like I like for things to be consistent. I like, I like everything to be in order. And, I'm happy with the way the story turned out. I'm very happy with the way the story turned out from the result of me switching the narrator's voice like that. But, it really irked me a lot to actually make that change. So that's what I would do. Yes. All right. And, expand on Generation 1. Okay. Thank you, Karen, for those questions.